Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Syafiq bin Abdul Latif. My matric number is 272298, and today our group will presenting about the advantages and benefit of activity-based costing. Before we are going further, I will discuss about a little bit about the activity-based costing. It was first defined in the late of 1980s by Kaplan and Bruns. It can be considered as the modern alternative to absorption costing, which is it allowing the managers to better understand product and customer net profitability. Alright, this provide the business with better information to make value-based and therefore more effective decision be made. ABC focuses attention on cost drivers, the activities that cause cost to increase. Traditional absorption costing tends to focus on the volume-related drivers, such as labor hours, while the activity-based costing also uses transaction-based drivers, such as number of orders received. Alright, in this way, long-term variable overheads and traditionally considered as a fixed cost can be traced through products. The activity-based costing is a costing method that assigns overhead and indirect costs to related products and services. This accounting method of costing actually recognize the relationship between cost, overhead activities, and the manufactured products. This assigning the indirect cost to products less arbitrarily than the traditional costing methods. And then, however, some indirect costs such as management and office staff salaries are difficult to assign to a product. Activity-based costing is mostly used in the manufacturing industry, since it enhances the reliability of cost data, hence producing nearly true cost and better classifying the costs incurred by the company during its post-production process. The ABC system cost accounting is based on activities which are the events, units of work or tasks with a specific goal, such as setting up machine for production, designing products, distribution finished good, and operating machines. Activities consume overhead resources and are considered as the cost objects. Under ABC system, an activity can also be considered as transaction or event that is a cost driver. A cost driver, also known as an activity driver, is used to refer an allocation base. Alright, examples of cost drivers include the machine setups, maintenance requests, consumed power, purchase orders, quality inspections, and production orders. Okay, alright, now we jump into the main discussion, which is the advantages and the benefit of activity-based costing. Alright, first, the benefit or advantages of activity-based costing are the accurate product cost. Actually, ABC brings accuracy and reliability in product cost determination by the focusing on cause and effect relationship in the cost incurrence. And then it recognizes that it is activities which are costs, not products, and it is product which are consume activities. In advance, the manufacturing environment and technology where support functions or overheads constitute a large share of total costs. Activity-based costing provides more realistic product costs. Activity-based costing also produces reliable and correct product cost data in case of greater diversity among the products manufactured, such as low volume products or high volume products. Traditional costing system is likely to bring an errors and approximation in product cost determination due to using arbitrary apportionment and absorption methods. Alright, that's all.
Okay, thank you so much, Shafiq. Okay, so my name is Sharnus Wong, and I'm the second presenter. And today I will be explaining the next benefits and the advantage of using activity-based costing system, which is the company can acquire the information about cost behavior. Okay, first of all, what is cost behavior? Cost behavior is the manner in which the expenses are impacted or affected by the changes in business activity. From the first benefit explained by Shafiq just now, we already knew that the overhead costs are assigned based on their cost driver that they require. For example, machine inspection is one of our overhead costs, and the indirect cost, the cost driver, will be the number of inspection. So from here, we can see that when the number of inspection increase, the overhead cost will increase as well. So how does this information can help the company? When the overhead costs were split into several parts with their own cost driver, we can see clearly which overhead costs contribute the most to the unit cost of product or service. And when the evidence of overhead costs in relation to their activities has now become more visible and clear, the company can make a better plan for their product or service, especially regarding the pricing part. Okay, next, for the second point of using, the benefit of using activity-based costing system is they can be used just as easily in service costing as in product costing. Okay, usually activity-based costing system were used in manufacturing industry, but at the same time, it is also very, very suitable for company in service industry, such as bank and hospital. Okay, so for the calculation, basically the steps and process are the same compared to manufacturing industry. And without further ado, let's take a look at this simple example. Okay, here we have a company which is a loan agency, and here is a table regarding all the activities pool and their cost driver. As we can see, we have two activities, which is meeting with customer and reviewing all the loan application, and their own cost driver are hours of meeting with customer and the number of loan application from customer. The cost assignment for both of these activities are basically the salary and the commission received by the employee. Okay, next is the estimated activity cost and the cost driver quantity. So same as the calculation for manufacturing industry, we have to calculate the activity rate per cost driver quantity by dividing the estimated activity cost with cost driver quantity. Okay, so from here, you can see that the activity rate for meeting with customer is 10 ringgit per hour, while the activity rate for reviewing the customer loan application is 5 ringgit per application. All of these are estimated. Okay, so next, if the record shows that the employee has a total of 100 hours of meeting time with customer, then the overhead cost will be 10 ringgit times 100 hours, and you will have a total of 1,000 ringgit. So this is the real overhead cost. The same also goes to the overhead cost for reviewing the loan application from customer. So if the employee has reviewed a total of 50 loan applications, then the overhead cost will be 5 ringgit times 50 loan applications, and it will have a total of 250 ringgit. Okay, so that's all for me. Thank you so much for your attention. For the next point, I will pass it to the next presenter. Okay, thank you so much.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Norazilah binti Abdullah with metric number 273570. So here, I will continue my friend discussion about advantage or benefits activity-based costing system. So my point is ABC activity-based costing system will help us for better decision making. So here I want to clarify my point. So a powerful tool for measuring performance, activity-based costing is used to identify, describe, assign cost to, and report on agency operations. So, a more accurate cost management system than traditional cost accounting. ABC identifies opportunities to improve business process effectiveness and efficiency by determining the true cost of a product or service. Activity-based costing is a method for developing cost estimates in which the project is subdivided into discrete, quantifiable activities or a work unit. ABC system calculate the cost of individual activities and assign cost to cost object such as products and service on the basis of the activities undertaken to produce each product or services. So, it accurately identifies sources of profit and loss. The concept of ABC were developed in the manufacturing sector of the United States during the 1970 and 1980. It is practice in which activities are identified and all related costs of performing them are calculated, providing actual costs chargeable. The focus of activity-based costing is activities. Thus, identifying activities is a logical first step in designing an activity-based costing. An activity is an event, a task or unit of work with a specific purpose. Next, I will talk about the difference or step in ABC system. So the first one is identify the chosen cost objects. So the cost objects of any organization are the products or service, and the goal is to first calculate the total cost of manufacturing and distributing this product and their unit costs. The second one is identify the different activities within the organization. Next is identifying the direct cost of products. And the fourth is relating the overhead to the activities. And the fifth one, spreading the support activities across the primary. The sixth, determining the activity cost drivers. The determination of the activity cost drivers is done in order to relate the overhead collected in cost pools to the cost object of products. It is done on the basis of the factor that drives the consumption of the activities. 7. Calculating the activity cost driver rates. And the last one is computing the total cost of product or cost subjects. So as my conclusion, better decision making ABC improve greatly the manager's decision making as they can use more reliable product cost data. ABC helps usefully in fixing selling price of product as more correct data of product cost is now readily available.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Nora. I'm Arana Mayanti. My metric number 702193. I would like to describe one of the advantage of ABC, that is cost management. For that, we have to know about how ABC works. Activity-based costing is mostly used in the manufacturing industry since it enhances the reliability of cost data. Because of that, producing nearly true costs and better classify the costs incurred by the company during its production process. ABC is used to get a better grasp on costs, allowing companies to form a more appropriate pricing strategy. This cost system is used in target costing, product line profitability analysis, customer profitability analysis, and service pricing. The formula for activity-based costing is the cost pool total divided by cost driver, which yield the cost driver rate. The cost driver rate is used in activity-based costing to calculate the amount of overhead and indirect costs related to a particular activity. The ABC calculation is as follows. First is identify all the activities required to create the product. Second, divide the activity into cost pools which include all the individual costs related to an activity such as manufacturing. Calculate the total overhead of each cost pool. Third, assign each cost pool activity cost driver such as hour or units. Fourth is calculate the cost driver rate by dividing the total overhead in each cost pool by the total cost driver. Fifth is divide the total overhead of each cost pool by the total cost driver to get the cost driver rate. And the last is multiply the cost driver rate by the number of cost driver. After we know about how the ABC work, there are some benefits of activity-based costing. Activity-based costing enhances the costing process in three ways. First, it expands the number of cost pools that can be used to assemble overhead costs instead of accumulating all costs in one company-wide pool. It pool costs by activity. Second, it creates new bases for assigning overhead costs to items such that costs are allocated based on the activity that generates costs instead of on volume measures, such as machine hour or direct labor costs. And the last is ABC alter the nature of several indirect costs, making costs previously considered indirect such as depreciation, utilities, or salaries, trackable to certain activities. Alternatively, ABC transfer overhead costs from high volume product to low volume product and raising the unit cost of low volume product. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the previous presenter for a good explanation. So now I will continue to explain the other benefit which is use of the excess capacity and also the cost reduction in ABC. So first of all, Assalamualaikum to Dr. Hairi, and my name is Amzar Khalif bin Aminuddin. My metric number is 272 and 274. So now let's proceed to the explanation. So what is the excess capacity? So excess capacity is a condition where the demand for a product is less than the amount of a product that a business could potentially supply to the market. When a firm is producing at a lower scale of output than it has been designed for, it creates the excess capacity. So for example, the factory only produces 1,000 units per day, then there is an unused capacity of 500 units per day. So next part is for the cost reduction. So cost reduction to be understood as the achievement of real and permanent reduction in the unit cost of good manufactured for the service rendered without impairing their sustainability for the use intended or diminution in the quality of a product. So in other context, it is also known as the process of decreasing a company's expenses, which is to maximize their profit. It is involved identifying and removing the expenditure that do not provide added value to the customer, while also optimizing the processes to improve their efficiency. So cost reduction typically focuses on generating short-term savings. So for example, as we know, the activity-based costing is a methodology for more precisely allocating overhead costs by assigning them to activities. So once the costs are assigned to the activities, the cost can be assigned to the cost object that use those activities. So the system can be employed for the targeted reduction of overhead costs. So for the next part is about the application of the excess capacity and cost reduction. So activity-based costing through the processes of pooling the activity cost and the identification of cost drivers, it can lead to a range of application. So this include the identification of spare capacity and the fostering of cost reduction by comparing the resources required under the activity-based costing with the resources that are currently provided. So this provides a platform for the development of activity-based budgeting in which the resources relationship identified by ABC are used to project the future resources requirement. Thus, how management could use the activity-based costing to reduce the cost. So it increase the understanding of overhead and cost driver and make costly and non-value adding activities more visible, which is allowing the managers to reduce or eliminate them. So activity-based costing enable the effective challenge of operating costs to find better ways of allocating and eliminating the overhead. So that's all from us. Thank you so much.